Welcome back, Masters. My ladies, NIJISANJI and Denauth's coolest maid ever, Klara Charmwood at your service. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you are in the wide world. Especially a very good morning to everyone. As you can tell, Klara Charmwood just woke up again. Hello, Kira. Hello, Twisty. Thank you all for waiting. I got my water, struggled a bit for, maybe like 2 minutes, but I managed to get it open. Hello everyone, how are you all doing? 皆様お元気でしょうか? Hi, same, yeah, it's that time where you either wake up in the morning or you just haven't gone to sleep really late for a lot of kochimas, or probably a lot of kochimas are working right now. こんにちは、こんにちは。あれ、さっき私、こんばんはって言いました？言ってないよね？言ってないよね、多分。Hello, everyone. Thank you all for being here. Let me check something real quick. あれか、私の字幕が。よいしょよいしょ。Let me pull up my... こうして、if I do this... あ、testing 1, 2, 3. ダメか。What if I do this? Testing 1, 2. Ah, okay, there we go. Okay. 字幕も入れました。Let me pull up my very nice OBS preview as usual. There we go. Planning to study some German right now. Nice. Let's study together because I need to study too. Gotta pull up all of my study materials. Let me put this. こうしましょう。そうだね。There we go. Okay. よし。私は今日日本語の勉強をします。今日もってことですね。Oh. Actually, I have 15 new lessons today. Probably because I have been doing my reviews properly every day. Alright, well, let me just... I already posted the code just now, so if anyone would like to join, come into the room. It doesn't have to be studying. If you have any type of work, if you're drawing, if you're grinding a game, feel free to come to just drop by and just hang out. But wait, Klara, have you seen the new Castlevania game announced? No, I have not. New Castlevania game? New Castlevania game? Oh my gosh. When was the last time I played a Castlevania game? Probably when the Dominus collection dropped. That one literally is just a collection of all of my favorite Castlevania games. I love Shinoa 1, 2, 3. Looks really cool. Wow, I need to catch up. There was also the state of play yesterday or something. No, I think they even had recently the new Pokopia updates, which I have not looked at all. I've been so busy. That's just really this week in particular, because along with what do you call it? My brain is still not awake. That's right. Along with voice pack recordings, I still had my own short recordings. I'm pretty much recording like every other day or so. And then we still have streams normally as well. And then you have stream preparations and all that kind of thing. So I have actually been very busy these few days. It's been a little tiring, but it's all gonna be worth it. Then also new Silent Hill. So wow, I didn't realize there were gonna be so many. Well, I should have known, but I haven't been keeping up with any of my games at all, except for Turikaru. That one's different. Oh, and I saw on Nikkei as well. There's a Rikoriro collaboration going on. Maybe I should go in just to roll as well. Minasama haireru? Is the room code okay? I wonder if it changed once I posted the room versus actually. Well, no, but we have two kochamas here, so お部屋はちゃんと入れるのかな? Minchi cheeks save lives. For any masters and ladies out there who play Torikaru, the new Civvies pass, the new outfit pass, you can get an outfit for Sion. And you can actually change your hair. She has different hair options for that outfit. It's really cool. It's really cool. Dating my PC, give me a second. Take your time.ガチャどうでした？ガチャはね、まあアチーブメント欲しかったから、私トリッカル昨日配信終わって100回ガチャまあ10連10回したんですけれど、1回くらい出ました。私のっていうか新しいキャラクタートリッカルの8回回したらね、まあ10連ね出たんですけれど、最後の2回シオンの回してみたんですけれど、ガチャ引いてみたんですけど出てくれなかった。でもシオンは前から出たので全然問題ないよいしょ。There are other Kojamas just out of the frame. Really? いるねめっちゃいる。思ったよりいたThere are more Kojamas here than I expected. Okay, let me... There you go. Find a good angle where you can see everyone. Also, for all the Kojamas here, where was it? This? I just got the full update for it today, so it might come soon. For that one short cover. これね、さっき配信始まる前の、2分くらいにこれの最後の動画もらいましたから、もうすぐ出るかもしれません。Coach was have been really excited for that one. よいしょ、こんな感じにしますか。Okay. Alright. Well then, it's time to study. No, wait. I have to start the timer for what am I doing? There we go. じゃあ、いつも通りの1.5 hours of focus break. Oh, the long break is pretty much just Zatsu time, but... Alright, shall we Can we start being productive? Well, I think people have already started, but yeah, it's time for Clark to start being productive as well. I am just gonna be yapping about my Japanese basics studies as well. Also, look at this thing. Our little creature became this? なんかこれになってしまったけれど、クララのOh, I actually really like it. It looks so dirty. 何この動き。あれですよ、クララのナメクジダンスやん。I don't know what you are, but you are very cute. Okay. Alright, for real now. Time to be productive. いきますか。はい。Alright, I am going to start with my reviews. I have 44 reviews today. Vocabulary meaning. これは一つ. This is one. Oh, it's reading, not meaning. You'll tell. I'm still not awake. 一つ. Hi. Thank you all for joining me for my study streams as well. It's been really productive in making me actually study. 7つ. This is 7 things. Hi. Vocabulary meaning this is 9. Vocabulary meaning this was 7つ from just now. So this is 7 things. いや本当に皆様はこんな風にね、クララと一緒に作業してすっごい助かります。Not our usual game streams, but I think this is kind of nice too. This radical is the hair radical. Okay. This is the kanji for number 9. And this is... Oh no, what is the reading for 8 things again? 8 things. Eight things. 何つ何つなんだろう Well, your hair is so rad. Yeah, that's a really that's a really easy radical to remember. You just take up that one line too. Yeah, Kochimas, you all have very rad hair. Those 2 little leaves at the top of your heads. 9つ was 9. What was 8? あれ ?9 は9つで8は何だったっけ I always forget the counters. 1つ、2つ、3つ、4つ、5つ、6つ、7つ、8。9つ。いや、ありがとうございます。ありがとう。これはね、チームワークということなんです。ありがとうございます。はい。What would I do without Kochiamas? What would I do without Kochiamas? ありがとうございます。クララも甘くするのがうまいんですね。ご主人様、お嬢様。いやね。ありがとうございます。はい。That our JP coach was very not so subtly giving me the answer. Okay, this is the radical for sword. This is 一つ vocabulary meaning one thing. Vocabulary reading これ上ですね。Kanji meaning a woman. Vocabulary reading これは8。Vocabulary reading 10。 さっきの8つの meaning is 8 things. Goodness, there we go. Kanji reading. 丸丸。OK。本名はあります。そうなんですよ。これは本じゃなくて、脳がまだ起きてないだけっていうことなんですよ。The most difficult part of language means learning the grammatical cases. What do you mean the word changes depending on the address of the verb? Yeah. And then you have all sorts of things like transitive verbs and all that kind of stuff. And you just, yeah. Grammar is so difficult. 文法って難しいんですよね。Alright, this is just 1. Number 1. はい。Radical name. You are a prison. You are the radical for prison. You're not the radical for prison. You're the radical for a head. That's right. No, my perfect streak. そんな間違っちゃいました。クララが。That was very unfortunate. That's very unfortunate. The radical name. This is a カタカナのな。What were you? You're like the streets or something? Road? You are the radical for a narwhal. This is the one that I always somehow remember but somehow forget like 2 days later. Okay. よいしょ。はい。ヤマタのオロチ。ジャパニーズヘッドドラゴン。かっこいい。覚えるのにどうかな。ヤマタのオロチはあれなんですね。クララがとってもキッズの頃に狼をやってたので、あれね、アマテラス様のゲームやっていたので、覚えていますよ、割と。ヤマタのオロチ。Speaking of dragons、待って、ドラゴンの話といえば、あれ、そう、クラゲ様から、これ、ドラゴンの角。見て皆様、クララもね、かっこいいドラゴンメイドになれるんですよ。クラゲ様 very nicely drew dragon horns for me to use. だから今晩の夜の配信使おうかなって思って、いやまあドラゴンの話出たからもう使いましょう。見てクララ、look at me, I'm a cool dragon maid. 本当にクラゲさんありがとうございます。いやー、こういうのね、素敵。I don't really receive very much assets, so this makes me very happy. ジン様もね、この本を書いてくれたのすごく嬉しかった。よいしょ。本当ドラゴンメイドだ。そうなんですよ。あれポンじゃない。ノットポン。まあ、ドラゴンメイド。はい。うん。よいしょ。ファイヤーはね、今ちょっとまだ起きたばっかりなんで、ちょっと口からフランベはできません。Okay, this kanji reading is kanji reading. これはジョですね。いいな、かっこいいな。かっこいいでしょう、これは。かっこいいよね、これは。Vocabulary reading これは7か7ですね。We're still in like the trenches of the foundations, but we'll get up there eventually. I can transform into a dragon. Yeah, I'm like a cool dragon maid now. とってもね、強そう。You know, the horns look very strong. こんな、ね、見てください。クララの今のクララの姿とっても強くないですか、皆様。I think I look very, very strong right now. よいしょ。これは vocabulary mean you are 10. Vocabulary mean you are 7. Only done like 10. I've been so slow. やばい。今日はちょっとペースが遅いんです、クララは。You are じゃ早めに。3 people. Radical name, you are head. Not getting you wrong this time. You are the narwhal. 2つ。Vocabulary meaning person. Kanji meaning round. 丸の漢字。Vocabulary meaning tree. Vocabulary meaning two things. 2つ。Vocabulary meaning to enter. Not just enter, but it's to enter. There's a difference. There's a difference. It's to enter and not enter. よいしょ。Kanji meaning you are just enter. これは、3人 3 people. Radical name 5. Number 5. Vocabulary reading hairu. Radical name. Like the me. Katakana. So this is a radical for treasure. Vocabulary reading. Oh. We want the vocabulary reading, not the kanji reading. Hito? そうでした。I put nin and it was wrong. It was hito. That's right. At the radicals, you have the kanji and then you have the vocabulary. You have to make sure you put the right answer in. The reading changes from kanji and vocabulary, of course. Vocabulary meaning power. Kanji reading. New. Vocabulary meaning two people. Vocabulary meaning three things. Vocabulary reading. Get. Radical name. Bowl. Vocabulary meaning to raise. Vocabulary. Radical name. You are. あれこれただの水じゃない You're not just water, you are just water. I don't remember really seeing you, have I? I don't even know what I've learned and what I haven't learned anymore. I'm just putting them in. If it's correct, it's correct. I'm late for your study time. It's never too late to study. Vocabulary reading. これは玉 was the kanji. Vocabulary 力だ Radical name child. And I've mentioned this before. Not just like a time thing, but for anyone out there who wants to start picking up any form of, like a hobby or studying or anything like that, it's never ever too late. I know we're just talking about the time here, but for any masters or ladies out there who are afraid, it's a bit late to pick something up, it's never too late. Oh, vocabulary meaning 3つ 9つ It's 9 things. The radical name, you are なたは What are you? Radicals. はい。No, I should know you. Probably. I should know you. この子はI've seen a lot of people that are afraid to join fandoms, especially when it comes to VTubers. But it's never too late to join a fan base. No matter when you become a fan, you're still valid precisely. I do agree with that as well. Especially when the streamers themselves, the VTubers themselves, you know, they are working hard to make a nice space that's welcoming for everyone. Like, you don't have to be scared too. Whereas it doesn't really only just apply to VTubers, but really anything out there at all. If there's something you wanted to try, but you're afraid to because you think it's too late, there really is no such thing as too late when it comes to learning something or just, you know, even being part of fandom, learning about a particular VTuber and about their fan base. There is no such thing as it being too late. Never be afraid, okay, masters and ladies? This is a radical for dirt. Dirt でしたね。漢字 reading. こうかな？こうでしたね。Calorie meaning 9 thing. でしょ？ Radical name. You are a flag, I believe. You are a flag. Okay. Well, I say to all my red flags in Otome games as well. Vocabulary reading 1人、漢字 reading 才 insideの才、漢字 meaning talent. Vocabulary reading 2. Radical name dirt. Radical name, you are 1,000. 1 in 1,000, you are 1,000. Vocabulary meaning alone, 1人. Kanji meaning mouth, こうですね. Radical name, you are a barb. Radical name, evening. So if I can just spell that correctly, there we go. Vocabulary meaning 2. Radical name. You are... Was it street? Was it road? I think it was street. Okay, street is correct. Radical name. Legs. Legs for days. Radical names. Small. Vocabulary meaning below. Top. Vocabulary reading. Top. There we go. Those are the reviews for today. I guess it's time to start on the lesson. レッスンからいきますか、今日。Alright. The first thing I'm gonna learn is 下げる. All I've been doing recently is just the reviews. I haven't tackled the lessons because I kind of want to do them on stream. But here we are. 下げる. To lower something. Or consists of kanji hiragana attached. Because the hiragana ends with an u sound, you know this word is a verb. Kanji itself means below, so the verb version of that is when you put something below you. It's to lower something. It can also mean to hang something. I never knew that actually. Sageru. Oh, well, looking back, maybe I did kind of know. This is a transitive verb, which means that the verb is done by one entity onto another. In other words, you lower something like your impossibly high expectations for yourself. Take it easy. I feel a little called out right now. I feel a teeny tiny bit called out right now. おにこに先生さ、the call out is, oh my gosh, it's so real. I didn't think I was gonna get called out by my my Japanese study app. あれ先生がねえ先生があれちょっとこれはクララ別にね知らないけどはい。Radical name って何かです。What was radical in Japanese again, Masters? Please, could you help me out with that? ラディカル日本語って何でしたっけ？You feel very seen, Dana. I do feel very called out, in fact. I do feel pretty called out right now. あげる。ブッシュ、はい、そうそうそう、ブッシュ。漢字のね、ビルディングブロックスのあれなんですよね。ありがとうございます。漢字がこれにできていますね。ブッシュ。英語は radical でございます。ありがとうございます。よいしょ。Since this word has 送り仮名。Know that it's probably going to be the kun yomi reading which you didn't learn with the kanji. So it is just sageru. I can remember that. Or you want to lower something. In this case, it's a tree, so you need a saw. Lower the tree to the ground gently while you slowly saw it down. Sageru. Okay. ボリュームを下げる。コストを下げる。レベルを下げる。はい。よいしょ。ありがとう、クラさん。いえ、私じゃなくてあれなんですよ。ね、紅茶まずのおかげなんです。What is this context sentence? これ、ベーコンの作り方ってどんな感じなんだろう？ The context sentence for 下げる to lower is, oh, this rope is perfect for hanging bacon. Oh, this rope is perfect for hanging bacon. あ、このロープ、ベーコンを下げるのにちょうどいい。どういうこと？ Well, I've never tried making bacon before, but I guess you have to hang it to... How exactly do you make bacon? ベーコンって一体どんな感じ作るんだろうね。Dried bacon is extremely yummy. Dried bacon? I've never heard of dried bacon before. Dried bacon? Huh. It does seem like it would be yummy. I actually don't consume that much bacon myself at all. Actually, yeah, クラはもともとベーコンはあんまり食べない派なんですよね。実は。そう。あ、ちょ。Let me click back into the game. はい。There we go. いいね、紅茶まず一杯で。Depends. In America, they make bacon raw, and in Europe, bacon is usually dried. Huh? Aged bacon? There's so many kinds of bacon. Bacon's not just like... actually, I don't know. My image of bacon is just like a salty, streaky meat that you have for breakfast often. It's like my image of bacon. ベーコンってそんなにいろんな種類あるんですよね。Never knew that. Now, speaking of bacon, the next radical we're learning is heaven. Bacon is pretty yummy, huh? Tastes like heaven. Remember the guy from the big radical? So this is him again, but this time he's so big his head is touching heaven. That is rare. looking up, has his arms stretched out towards heaven, and his big hair is poking into those heavenly clouds. Heaven, radical for heaven. Hi. Good job. And the next one. Bacon is dried in Japan. Here we go. Kudasai. Okay. Kanji stop means down, and sai sounds like the word sigh. You need to ask someone for something, so you look down, sigh, and say, please give me that thing. You're ashamed that you have to ask, but you still need it. Please give it to me. That's where sometimes, you just have to ask. Even if it's shameful, you have to ask if you do need the help. Hi. Let me use this kanji version. Kudasai. Oh, time's over, but let's just finish this last vocab. Kudasai ne. So, you already knew the word kudasai before. This shouldn't be too hard. Hi. メールをください。それをください。アドバイスをください。Context sentence。味噌ラーメンください。リンゴを7つください。7つのリンゴなんでどうか力をください。Okay, well that wasn't that bad. ください. It's just as it is. Hi. I am curious about the types of bacon. Which is why I'm gonna look at Google Sensei. Bacon って anything I'm curious, how do you make bacon? How to make bacon? Hi. Looking store-bought bacon. Well, no, that's not what I was looking for. Curing and smoking pork belly from scratch. I guess that makes sense why you have to hang it, huh? そうなんですね。Bacon usually either dried or smoked. そうなんですね。Making bacon from scratch, curing and smoking. Remove the skin of the pork belly, salt, pepper, curing salt, maple syrup? Maple syrup? Maple syrup? I wonder if there's some kind of sciencey thing going on there to require maple syrup for curing. Interesting. 美味しいね。うまそうだね。うまそうだね。I think I'm hungry again. Well, when do we ever have a stream where I'm not hungry? Our stream timings are always right before lunch and right before dinner. Every stream is hungry time for me. いや、クララの配信時間はだいたいあれなんですよ。お昼ご飯前とね、晩ご飯前だからいつもお腹空いてる。You're always hungry. I really am always hungry. Maybe I should change my stream times to after lunch. Well, no, it won't matter because I'm always telling myself, yeah, I'll just eat food after stream. And thus, I'm always hungry during stream itself. No, honestly, it would probably be better if I do consume a dinner before the nighttime stream or usual game slots. Since we do start stream at 9, but yeah, it's just a lifestyle thing at this point. I bet you're still hungry even after the lunch. Usually I get pretty full. I haven't really been eating as much. Though, as much as I talk about... as much as I'm always hungry and talking about food, when it actually comes to eating food, I get really sad because I can't actually eat that much. I can't actually eat that much. But I think what happens more often than not is that whenever I do get lunch, I end up just having half of it saved for dinner for when I actually finish stream. I just pop that into the microwave. It's yeah, it's a little unfortunate. Even though I would like to eat a lot, I actually don't have the stomach to be able to eat that much. Which is really sad because there's a lot of yummy things out there. クララは割とあれなんですよね。まあ、食べるのが大好きなんだけど、いっぱい食べれるかどうかって聞かれたら、そんなに食べれない方なんですよね。いつも残しちゃう。残して、そして晩ご飯にする。Real same happens to me often. Yeah, and I don't like wasting food, so I just end up having the same thing for dinner, the leftovers for dinner. Oh, okay, back to study time. 勉強タイムに戻りますか? Alright, this is the kanji for mouth. 一応 Okay. Vocabulary. Oh, it's not the kanji, it's the vocabulary. That's why. Kanji is just cool. はい。口こう。Okay. The way to remember 口. Make a kuchi ko sound. Go ahead and make it focus on your mouth and try to imagine each shape it makes while zooming in on it. You're talking to a baby, which is why you're making all these ridiculous noises. Well, I'll try my best to remember it. It's just, 口ですね。口。はい。よいしょ。The context sentence for mouth is, if you don't take good care of your mouth, you won't have much luck with women. Why do I give leftovers to Kura Ani? I don't think he would have my leftovers, honestly. Probably not. Context sentence ね。口っていう単語を使えるセンテンスは、ちゃんと口のケアをしないと女にモテないだろう。If you don't take good care of your mouth, you won't have much luck with a woman. Well, that is fair. I do think you should take care of your mouth. You know, make sure it's moisturized, smooth, hydrated, plump. Luck with women? The app is calling you out again. Well, I'll have you know I have really, really good luck with women. Just yesterday, you know, I just spent like a whole 3 hours playing with like one of the cutest girls ever. I don't know what to tell you, Coach Miss Masters, but it's Klara Charmwood. That's pretty good luck with women. I don't know how you know that, okay? クララはあれなんですよ。かなり女性にはモテるんですよ。Like even right now, we have lots of you know ladies here too, right? Masters release. いや、今もお嬢様の皆様います？いらっしゃいますよね。いますもんね。はい。お嬢様お嬢様いらっしゃいますよね。Show us your wrist game, masters, my ladies. The radical that I'm learning right now is the radical for hand, but the only hand I want to hold is yours. Oh yeah. No, in all honesty, though, the radical that's on my screen right now is the radical for hand. いますけどでしょ？うん。いますよね。はい。Okay. This is the hand radical. If you look at the palm of your right hand, the lines, and it probably looks kind of like the lines in this. I mean, if you squint your eyes, maybe I could see that. Make for a pretty alien looking hand, but still a hand. よいしょ。Well, okay, that's like the 15 new lessons. So the vocabulary meaning of this is to lower or to hang. I'm gonna remember this forever because I'll think about bacon now. ベーコンを下げる。Kanji read. Kanji. Vocabulary reading. You are ください。Radical name heaven. Vocabulary reading. Get radical name. You are hand. Vocabulary meaning. ください. Please give. Vocabulary meaning a mouth. Reading. Good. There we go. はい。次は行きますか。Okay. The very first one is 入り口ですね。ふむふむ。Okay. Two separate words put together to form one. はい。And the new has V attached to it as 送り仮名。You can bet that, はい。This will use the kunyomi reading for the kanji, so it's 入りですね。The entrance you're going to is really eerie, and that's why it's iri. It has cobwebs and creepy figures carved into it, and it just gives you a really eerie feeling. Yeah, I am kind of in the mood to go to like a haunted spot and just explore around too, but y'all ever have the kind of feeling, masters, my ladies? Just kind of want to go out there to like an abandoned place looking for adventure? Just me? いや、いきなりね、もういきなりちょっと、関係ないと言えない話なんですけど、時々さ、なんかパワースポットっていうか心霊スポットとかそういうところに行きたくないんですか、ご主人様、お嬢様。No, no, I am a scaredy cat. I don't want to get robbed. I totally get the feeling. Oh, there's one person. I hate the dark. Maybe. いや、なんだろうね。ちょっと、なんかロマンがあるんじゃないですか。なんか、微妙にうまく説明できないんですけれど、心霊スポットとか廃墟とかってさ、その雰囲気がものすごくね、美味しいんじゃないですか。怖くないの、怖いよ。怖いよ。怖いけれど、そこがね、怖さを求めて行ってる人が多いんじゃないですか。まあ実際にくらいは行ったことないんですけれど、動画とかは見たりする。Yeah, I mean, for the masters, my ladies who are scared, I think that's totally fine. But I do think the people who actually go to haunted spots or places that are rumored to be haunted and stuff like that, well, they kind of go because they want to be scared, you know? Not that I've ever been to because I'm afraid of trespassing. You know, I don't wanna go somewhere, get carried away, and end up somewhere I don't have permission to be in. That's very important. For anyone who does go exploring out there, make sure you're not trespassing onto any properties, okay? パワースポットなら行くかも。行くのね、パワースポットは。でも、心霊スポットもパワースポットってそんなに変わらないんじゃないですか？パワーがいっぱい入ってるんじゃないですか？入り口。トンネルの入り口。ビルの入り口。ホテルの入り口。はい。There are different patterns. They even show different patterns of use. 何々の入り口 or 入り口に何々。入り口にある。入り口に置く。入り口の一つ。入り口のドア。入り口の人。 really nice. They give different usage patterns. It's all law-abiding and maid. That's right. I'm a very cool law-abiding maid. Okay, this is the radical for writing. Looks like a stool with a lid on it, but it's actually a desk for writing. See the pen sticking up in the middle. Think of all the beautiful writing that's been produced here. Letters, novels, essays, any kind of writing you can think of. Okay, I feel like I can remember this. Writing. Hi. It does look like a table with like a little pen on it. And, よいしょ。東京ホラースポット。そうなんですか？どういうこと？よいしょ。Our spots, it's gonna become a laughing spot if Klara went there. いや、そんなことないよ。そんなことはないよ。I myself, I do like spooky and like, horror stuff and other kind of things. But I like it when you're fiction. But I won't deny that there's something in my heart that screams, like, hey, adventure. Will I ever act on that feeling and go out to a haunted spot? I don't know. But is it there? Undeniably. I feel bad for any ghosts that try to scare you. Excuse me, what do you mean? Why would you feel bad for the ghost? Klara を怖がせ。いやねえ、そんな。It's the other way around. You should feel bad for me for, getting scared. What do you mean you're gonna feel bad for the ghost that tries to scare me? You're just gonna laugh at the ghost. That's not true. I probably will at least greet them first. お疲れ様。くらいはちゃんと言いますけれど。そんな笑うのはそんなね。Sorry, boss. I'm a dragon. They're gonna risk the ghost innocent, possibly. I mean, I won't deny that as a possibility. クラをファーって出る幽霊さんたちにかわいそうって言ってるんですよ、今。家のコーチはまず意味わかんない。そんなのね。That's just, it's not like I'm not scared. I just have a very dull reaction to being scared. Most of it just becomes like, Okay. Well, I mean, yeah. Maybe those times I'm like 8% scared, but that's still like 8%. That's like an 8% kind of reaction, Yeah, basically, yeah. こんばんは。クララ怖い。はい？クララ怖いってどういうことなんですか？クララ怖い？違うんでしょ？ここはクララが怖いんじゃなくて、幽霊さんたちが怖いんですよね。Master's Fires, why are you all speaking as if I'm scarier than the ghost? If we all go to like a little haunted spot together, why does it feel like I'm the scariest thing there? That's not how it should work, no? 80% scared? No. 8%. Well, で、なんですか？そりゃナンパしたら、いや、それは別の話なんですよ。そんなね、可愛いウェイロさんが、こんばんは、お姉さん綺麗ですねって言ったら、それは別に怖くないんですよ。そんなの別に怖くないでしょ。違うよ。いや、分かってないね。Alright, This is the kanji for the number 6. Hi. Imagine a beast with a lid for a head and fins for feet. I feel like we've seen this before, no? I have bad news about that one, Klara. Masters, Malays, y'all don't get it. Y'all don't get it. I will forever be misunderstood here. You know, it's not like I'm flirting with them. Just because, well, I mean, because I want to is one thing, but that's not the only reason. That's not the only reason, okay? It's because everyone deserves to be called pretty, okay? Okay? That's it, okay? ポンメイドドラゴンは怖いとは怖くないよ。見てください。クララの目を見て。こんなの怖くないんですよ。Just look at me. Do I look scary? Look into my eyes, Masters. Do I really look that scary? こんな怖くない。ほんなね。There we go. はい。よいしょ。ホラーゲームって笑いながらナンパする人は初めてですね。そんな、違いますよ。そんなクララはホラーゲーやってるときは笑うかもしれませんけど、決してそんなね、笑いながらナンパするわけじゃないんですよ。ナンパしてるときはちゃんとやっております、クララは。ナンパしてるときはちゃんと、あ、お姉さん、綺麗ですね。で、ちゃんとね、笑っていない時にやっていますよ、クララは。Horror game or ナンパゲーム。Oh, it can be both. You know, it's not like they're mutually exclusive or anything, right? A horror game can also be a game where you flirt with pretty onesans, you know? I'm just saying, okay? They don't have to be entirely separate. They can be a one thing too. Alright, what's this? Roku. And I'll just remember this as Roku. Seems easy. The next one we have is the Moon Radical. It looks like a crescent moon with a few clouds floating by. Yeah, I mean, I can see that. Okay. Kanji for oki. Oki. Hi. E adjective. Words that end with E are often adjectives. Remember that for future words as a hi. Since you know the meaning of this kanji, you can transfer that to the meaning of this word. It's the adjective big or large. Okay. Oki desu ne. What do you do when you see something really, really big? You say, oh, because you can't believe your eyes. That's fair. You see something big out there, you do go, oh, that's absolutely fair. Okay, so they are actually horror themed eroges, so you aren't wrong. And precisely. I don't have actually come across any of them before, but I'm sure there's out there. There's out there. Oh gosh, English. I'm sure there are some out there. Oki. Oki melon wo kudasai. Melon いいんですね。あれ、今日というか今はいちごシーズンなんですよね。いちご。いいね、いちご。食べたい。I want to eat some strawberries. The season for strawberries all around you. This is vocabulary meaning 入り口 entrance. はい。Kanji meaning number 6 radical name writing. よいしょ。Vocabulary reading 入り口. Write that properly. There we go. Vocabulary reading 大きい. There we go. 6. はい。Vocabulary meaning big. Radical name. You are the moon. Okay. Alright. Next. This this is a radical for a stop. There's a stick and a giant toe stuck in the ground. This radical is made up of other radicals as well, and it's made up of the radical for toe, stick, and ground. So yeah, there's a stick and a giant toe stuck in the ground. Imagine walking along and seeing these things in your path. What would you do? Most likely come to a complete stop. Yeah, and maybe call the police too, because you know there's a toe in the ground. Probably call the police too. So, seems like Tixama, thank you very, very much for the 20 months. Thank you. 20 months is still a little crazy to me. Thank you, Gambat. Arigato. Gambarimasu. Hi. The normal stop sign wasn't good enough, so they also put up this big toe to really get people to stop. I don't know, I think, well, people would stop. They would also probably call the police, you know? There's a toe just stuck in the ground. Okay. So this is the radical for a stop. Okay. And this is, vocabulary for its size. 大きさ. Japanese sa on the end of a word is often the equivalent of ness, somethingness in English. If you replace the e on the end of an e adjective with sa, you have a noun. In this case, the adjective is oki, and the noun okisa means a bigness, aka size. Okisa. Hai. When you saw the size of pick something surprising, you said, oh, really? Imagine something surprising. Just gonna imagine a giant kochama. Oh, 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 kisa ne, oki kochama ne. Yoisho. Why is the context sentence? The context sentence for size, 大きさ, is, well, one of them is, this chest freezer is big enough for 2 people or so. I don't know what exactly a chest freezer is. I'm assuming, well, I mean, seeing the word freezer, I'm just assuming it is a freezer, but this chest freezer is big enough for 2 people. Is it like there's an actual freezer? Why are we measuring how many people we can put into freezers right now? Kawaii. この大きさの使い方なんですけれど、このチェストフリーザーは2人くらい入る大きさですよ。This chest freezer is big enough for 2 people or so. Wow, that's a little scary. Yeah. Chest freezer is like a treasure chest that opens from the top. Ah, I see. So like, you know, like the kind that you would store like fish and stuff in. このチェストフリーザー2人くらい怖っ怖いね暑い日にぴったり Well, yeah, I don't know. You know, maybe it's a meeting. For some reason, the first thing I thought of was, you know, the 2 people, you know, storing people, 2 people that may not be people anymore. But if you think about it, if it's like a really hot day, you could just like sit in there to chill, you know? So maybe it's just me. Maybe it's a meeting. Maybe I've been playing too much horror games, you know? My first thought was not live people. For better or for worse. Yeah, you know, if you think about it that way, you know, it's just, yeah, there's no space for 2 people to chill in there on a hot day. Yeah, you know, you just want to cool down, right? 確かにね。そうなんですね。はい、そうなんですね。That was my first thought too. Maybe we have been playing too many horror games on this channel, Masters and Ladies. 怖いよ。最初に頭に浮かぶのは、そうなんですね。そうなんですね。人が入れるっていうか、そうなんですね。生きているかどうか書いてないから、ちょっと怖いですね。If the lid shut and no way out. Okay, well, now that you think people can still breathe, and that genuinely probably not, huh? To make sure that it's actually properly cold, surely, well, freezers are pretty well sealed off, huh? Think there's any way for people to breathe in there? But, I mean, they could stay in there for maybe a few seconds, open it again, get some oxygen, and close it again, if they want to stay, nice and alive and chilly in there. Yeah. What a time to end the second session. Okay, while we're on a break here, I'm going to drink some water real quick. ではちょっと私、水飲みますね。失礼します。皆様も水飲んでください。Everyone, be sure to hydrate yourselves to hydration check. Very important, okay? 失礼します。Yuicho, speaking of, I was about to say something really crazy. Speaking of storing people in freezers. That's crazy. Okay. Well, there's context, okay? Speaking of storing people inside freezers. I don't remember the name of it, but I read a webtoon quite recently where this high schooler was just keeping her mother in the freezer, and she doesn't know what to do with it. I think there are only a few chapters out so far, but it's been like a crazy, like, psychological ride so far. But yeah, I thought it was really interesting. I do like, creepy kind of, well, if I say it, to put it frankly, I do like stories that are darker. I thought that was quite interesting. Yeah, she just I don't know what exactly is going on because there are only a few chapters out so far, but she does feel like she kind of has like the makings of a psychopath. And it's pretty disturbing. Because she doesn't know what to do, and she's just been storing her mother in the freezer. And I really need to know what's gonna happen, but as it is with every series out there, you have to wait for the next few chapters. You don't say yeah, Yeah, that was really interesting. I don't remember what it was called. Was it something about embarrassment game? I think it was called, possibly, maybe. It's a pretty new and more recent webtoon, but it was really interesting. Does the mom talk? As of now, no. In the future, I don't think so too. I'll be honest. Yeah, it is a pretty dark read. Obviously, if you couldn't tell from a mother being inside the freezer. But if anyone's interested, I think it is called Embarrassment Gamer, something like that. If you search, you could probably find it. But Yeah. And it's a crazy thing to say, huh? Speaking of storing bodies in the freezer. Crazy thing to say, but yeah, I did just read a story that had that recently. It's really interesting. I do like my well, this isn't exactly a murder mystery, but I do like darker themes like that too. Asia. This is the one where she doesn't understand it much. It's, yeah, she really doesn't. She really needs help, but I don't think she or anyone around her really understands that. She really does need help, but yeah, if you couldn't tell from her the way she's keeping her mother, oh, she gets involved in a punishment game and stuff. Is that one? Yes, that's the one. That's the one. Got it on Twitter recently. It was a crazy read, honestly, but it's really interesting. Okay, back to studying. What do we have here? This is the kanji for sun. Sun radical and the sun kanji are the same. You want to remember day as well. You can just think about how a day is the time it takes for the sun to cross the sky. Nichi, jitsu. Okay. There's so many onyomi for this kanji, but since this kanji is so important and common, you'll end up learning them all eventually, whether you want to or not. Oh boy. For now, you're only going to have to learn one of the readings, and that is Nichi. The sun is so hot, it focuses its rays to take... That's scary! To take out one man. That's scary. Nichi. Well, that should be easy enough to remember. Okay, so... It was funny though, people were saying, why is she talking to a dishwasher? No, she's talking to her mother. She even pulls her little bed, you know, her futon to the side of the freezer and just sits there and she's like, Mom, I think I found someone I like and I think he likes me too. Just talking to the freezer. Kinda crazy. Well, it's really messed up, but it's a really interesting read. Oh, what's this? Okay, vocabulary. Shita is the past tense form of suru. We know that. Actually, this word is did big. But it's something that did big is something that's great or consider a taista, ne? Taista. The reading for the dai part is actually the onyomi. Okay. When something's great and important, you better wear a tie for it. No matter what, you have to wear a tie if it's great and important. That's fair. I feel like that is a pretty good example to use to remember. Taista koto. So that's something great and important. It's great. Taista koto wa nai. Taista onna da. Taista mono da. One of the context sentences for taista is この俺を振るなんて大した女だったよ. She had considerable nerve dumping me. That's a crazy sentence to use. この大したの使い方なんだけど、この俺を振るなんて大した女だったよ。なんじゃ? That's crazy. 漫画のセリフ。いや、ちょっと強いね。強いね。微妙に強いセリフなんですね、これは。Okay, 大した。Okay. What do we have here? This is a radical for a leaf. I was gonna say it doesn't look like a leaf, but yeah, if it's, you know, a leaf on top and a stem going down, I can kind of see it. Else if you can imagine it as a lily pad leaf. Okay, okay. ふむふむ。うん。少女漫画の面白い女ですが、そうなんですよね、これは。面白い女。で、ね、そういうセリフも言いたいし、言われたいよね。Oh, okay. It's quiz time, so this is a radical for stop because there's literally a stick and a toe stuck into the ground. You would stop if you see that and probably call the police, hopefully. Vocabulary reading. 大きさ。はい。Vocabulary meaning size. Kanji reading. 日。Vocabulary reading. 大した。はい。はい。Kanji meaning a day. Vocabulary meaning. Nice start. Great. Radical name beef. Oh, with an A and not an S. There we go. Hi. Okay, that's actually all the lessons for today, but we do have around 20 minutes. We're gonna do more advanced. 20分くらいありますからやりますか。はい。はい。大人。Okay. This word combines big and person. ふむふむ。That's why the combination kanji means adult, and when used like an adjective, it means mature. 大人。I'm an adult, which means I have adult responsibilities like, toner. That's right, using a toner every day in your skincare routine is pretty important, okay? Make sure you moisturize after, though. Toner. そうですね。大人ならちゃんとスキンケアしてるというトーナー使うもんね。Toner. Oh, we're gonna remember this one. Hi. Okay, here we go. こんなですね。Tuna is nice. I could honestly go for some. I really want to have just sashimi and like some hot rice with miso soup on the side. 今微妙にね、すごい刺身をね、刺身サーモンサーモンとご飯と味噌汁を食べたい気分なんですよ、クララ今。It is a radical for a fire. ふむふむ。ちょっと焚き火みたいね、確かに。It does kind of look like a campfire, that's true. ふむ。The way to remember this radical. If it helps, you can also focus on the person radical here. See it? It's got things coming off of it on the side. What are those things? Oh my god, it's fire. Help. Put the fire out. Wait, it's fine. It's just a fire radical. That's what they wrote. It's okay. It's totally not the person burning. It's just a fire radical. Don't worry about it. Klara should treat us all to sushi for Valentine's Day. Shouldn't it be the other way around, you know? なんでクララがおごる側なんですか、ここは。Should I be the other way around? I should get sushi for Valentine's for, you know, I was gonna say from everyone, but honestly, I feel like buying sushi with my own money is like the tastiest way to eat sushi. 寿司じゃなくてちょっと違うんですよね。クラが食べたいのは刺身なんですよね。No, because I want sushi. Then get sushi. I want sushi too. I could go for some sushi too. I'll be honest. So it's more of like a sashimi mood right now, but it's cheaper for you to feed us than us to feed you. Okay. Okay, think about it. kochimas. If every kochima comes here, you know, in a combined effort to get Klara one sushi platter, maybe it'll be like, you know, maybe like I don't know, like 20 yen per person. But if one Klara has to feed every kochima a sushi platter, okay? Think about it. If it's like a 2,000 yen sushi platter, right? And we have 100 kochimas, then it's like 20 yen per kochima. But if it's 100 kochimas and one Klara, that's 200. 2,000 multiplied by 100 people. In yen, okay? Think about it, okay? Think about it, alright? Think about it, okay? だからコーチャマズがクララに2000円の寿司セットをおごるなら、なんか100人のコーチャマズいたら、それぞれね、20円の分なんじゃない？で、クララが100人のコーチャマズを2000円の寿司セットをおごるなら、クララがもう、メイドの仕事をやめて別の仕事を探さないといけないんですよ、クララも。That means I probably have to leave my maid job and go get like 5 other part-time jobs so I can feed the 100 kochamas a 2,000 yen sushi set, okay? 100k. Yabai yo. Okay, this is and a vocabulary for woman. The kanji is alone doesn't have any okurigana, so she's gonna take the same meaning. Hai. Onna. Think about how this woman is on a roll. So on a roll. Okay, no, that's fair. She's winning left, right, and center. She's unstoppable. Yep, she's truly on a roll. On a roll. On a roll. I kind of like this one. This one's kind of funny too. Think about how this woman, onnane, is on a roll. On a roll. Hai. よいしょ。バーには3人の女がいる。ププラスのプラス1イコール女。なので女の忍者の言葉くのいちと言うんです。I mean, I knew they were called kunoichi, but I never knew they were written like that. でもあの女はとっても力のある女スパイだ。That woman is a very powerful female spy. Wow, that's cool. She's on a sushi roll. I'm not gonna lie, I did kind of think, you know, about the sushi roll as well. I did think that. I'm not gonna lie. I could go for sushi, honestly. But でもやっぱり刺身なのかな? I really want to have just like some salmon with some warm rice and miso soup. That feels like such a nice, comfortable meal right now. Sora-sama, thank you very much for the super, my contribution to the Valentine's sushi funds. Has like my meal for tomorrow already been decided? Is it just like gonna be sushi now? If I get sashimi today, do I just have to have sushi tomorrow? Sushi 代ね。明日のクララ寿司代ありがとうございます。Thank you very much for the sushi funds. I appreciate it. And I want to have it today though. one day early, a bit too early. Okay, this is the vocabulary for a mountain. It's the same as the kanji. It also means a mountain. Yama. What are you doing going up into the mountains? You're hunting for yams. Okay. Yama. Imagine yourself doing just like climbing up the mountain is hard work and then digging in the ground with your hands and pulling out that sweet, delicious Yeah, well, yam is also a type of tuber, though. Oh. Okay. Oh. フランス一大きい山はモンブランです。モンブラン食べたい。France's number one biggest mountain is Mont Blanc. Mont Blanc, yeah? What is this context sentence? I thought it was a mountain of trash, then I realized there was a bed underneath. Oh, I mean, if you're on the run after doing something horrible and you're looking for somewhere to rest and you're just in, you know, like where they dump all the trash, maybe that's the kind of line you would see. I thought it was a mountain of trash and I realized there was a bed underneath. That's or it could just be a room that's really dirty, you know? If we don't think too much about like a murder mystery stories, maybe it's just a room that's really dirty. ゴミの山かと思ったら下にベッドがあった。はい。Caesar Sama, thank you very much for the super. So my contribution, also Princess of Voice Pack and Fantasy Resale. Thank you very much for the contribution. I need to upload the voice pack sample soon. But before that, I need to upload this short, which should probably be next week or so. So probably voice pack sample next week as well. Evan-sama, thank you very much for the super. Today's sushi buns. Why not eat 2 days in a row? Thank you very, very much. Well, it depends on the mood too, you know? As much as sushi is really yummy, I don't know if I would have it 2 days in a row. Right now, it's a very salmon, rice, and miso soup kind of mood though. よいしょ。これは the radical for 犬 dog. Or the big guy who helped you with the big radical. Now you've got his big dog. Aww. You know, I've never looked at it that way. The radical, or literally the kanji for dog, just looks like a dog splooting. And then the little tin on top, the little drop on top is like a little bone for the dog. That's really cute. Hawaii. A little splooting dog. Blackjack Sama, thank you very much for the super as a fun so you can buy us all sushi. Well, I'll be honest, I don't know if that's gonna happen. I probably will, you know, get sushi for myself and be like, hey, kochimasu all for me, done for you. But thank you very much for the super. ありがとうございます。はい。よいしょ。Okay. Kanji examples. Okay. Vocabulary reading. This is onna. Can type that probably. Onna. Hi. Vocabulary meaning woman. Because she's on the roll, you know, on the roll. Really like that one. That one's quite funny. Okay, so you won't even leave the crumbs for us. I am the type of maid that doesn't like to leave food behind, and that includes like every grain of rice. Vocabulary meaning adult or a mature. これ大人ですね。Radical name is the burning person, so this is fire. Vocabulary meaning mountain. Mountain. Hi. Radical name. This is Wanchan's dog. Vocabulary reading for this is yama. Vocabulary reading otona. There we go. Actually finished quite a bit today, huh? ふむふむ。いい感じなんですね。Thank you for the new VP Kura. I just bought a few minutes ago. This one is so cool. I'm glad you like it. It's pretty different, huh? Because usually you have Maid Klara, but this time it's Klara as a princess. 今、発売しましたプリンセスボイスパック。プリンセスボイスパック。クララはプリンセスだからね。クラはプリンセスなんだからね。プリンセスです。いつもとちょっと違う エレガントな感じね、ごきげんようとか、ごきげんようは言ってるのかな。That's pretty cool if I do say so myself. Okay. I can't believe there are so many levels for this. We're still at level 2 after, what, this is like the 3rd week or so of studying. Barely at level 3 after, 3 weeks of studying, and there are like 60 levels. And we're still at like the very, very, very beginning where we're learning basic kanji and radicals. It's probably gonna get a lot longer and a lot more difficult the further we go, which means we're probably gonna take more time and so the further we go, so honestly, I really want to buy this voice pack since almost every Yen girl is in it. I really want to see all of them as princesses. That's absolutely fair. Every girl is a princess, and honestly, if you want to be a princess or a prince, you can. Anyone can be a princess or a prince. Let's do a little extra study as well. Recent mistakes. That's a narwhal. The head a radical, and also the radical for a third. Leave it up. Take a look at what we have for the next few levels. Actually, I don't think we have time for another lesson, but so many. Radicals for arrow, radicals for bride, canopy, direction, door, dry, father, fingers, fur, hat, heart, ice, life, north. There's a radical for pardon is strong words here, poop. There's a radical for poop as well. すいません、ちょっと汚い言葉使わせていただきますけれど、うんちっていうブッシュがありますね。ポープって書いて。うんちっていうブッシュがありますね。これもまた後で出るらしいんですね。Roof, spoon, stone, stool, task, towel, triceratops. Okay, class, today we're gonna learn about the radicals for spoon, stone, stew, task, towel, triceratops, window, and winter. At least you're on the roll. I am on the roll. I am a girl too. On the roll. On the roll. On the roll. Hi. On the roll. That's right. That's Klara Charmwood. Don't Triceratops. Yeah, there's a. It's really funny because it's just spoon, stone, stool, task, a towel, Triceratops, window, winter. What about the kanji? そのまま。や、明るいのあ、シリのし、顔のゆ。これはね、絶対忘れない。もう牛肉が好きなんで。牛。節、ほう、と、と、父、しょ、ゆ、も、安心、ない、じ、ぜ、大、母、ご、だ、こん、こ、がい、ぶん、き、ち、よ、まん、ひろ、冬。Honestly, looking at the kanji, it's because I'm working backwards in a way right now where I can recognize all of the kanji here, but I really don't know anything when it comes to radicals because I never studied properly. But I at least do recognize most of the basic kanji here, which makes it a little confusing for me sometimes when I'm going backwards. Oh, dinosaurs sound similar to dragons in Japanese. Sorry if I'm wrong. I have no idea actually. I've never actually studied dinosaur or dragon names in Japanese, or not even study, but I've never had a need to look them up in any way, so I don't actually know. The only The only dragon that I kind of know is like well, it's not really like a dragon. It's like a snake serpent. It's like Yamata no Orochi. That's not really a dragon, is it? Is it a dragon? I have no idea actually. I only know it because I played Okami, and Okami then is a tiny, tiny kid. So, and all of this is just the vocabulary. Goshi. Gingo. Oh, that's cute. Ya, arrow. Something machine counter. Yushi, cancellation. Coffee. Oh, we're gonna learn coffee for vocabulary. That's cute. Main dragon doesn't know her dragons. Oh, yeah, I'm not gonna deny. Oh, you know, the coolest dragon is Klara Charmwood here, so that's all we need to know, no? That's all we need to know, you know? Shoujo. A song that has shoujo in it might be coming out for short soon as well. Okasan. Chiritsu Municipal. North Exit. Otonashi. Urui. 10,100,000. Table no ue, we have to learn on the table. That's kind of funny. Okay, there we go. Alright. Good job, everyone. Stretch. Isho. Hi. お疲れ様です、皆様. You know, it might not be the most exciting stream ever, or study streams, but you know, I think you're very productive and very fruitful. What am I saying? I think I did this exact same thing last stream, but I think we have the craziest topics whenever we're doing our study streams. You know, like storing people in the freezer. Yeah, you know, we don't even talk about that when we're playing horror games. But for some reason, we're talking about it here when we're trying to be productive and studying. What has everyone been up to? 皆さん何してました？ランチタイム。クララの分はランチタイムなんだけど、クララの分のランチは Building furniture. Oh, that's kind of cool. Research for a shiny charm. Ah, the shiny charm in Legends Z is a little troublesome to get, but it's a lot easier with the DLC. With the DLC, you can catch more Pokemon types and stuff. It's a lot easier to get the shiny charm now that you have the DLC, but yeah, having to do like 1,000 battles is just a little much in my opinion. Oh, みんな頑張ってたね。お疲れ様です、皆様本当に。It's so nice to see everything so. Aww, かわいい。とんかつペーパー。What are we even talking about on our study streams or productive streams? Aww, cute, かわいい。え、うまくない？みんなうまいね。Just for everyone that's here again before you end stream. Where's the shiny Dratini? Well, I have shiny Dratinis. I just don't have an alpha one. Do I have a shiny alpha Dratini? No, not yet, but maybe soon. But this year, we got the final version today, so it might come out soon eventually for, you know, the short cover. このね、このイラストを使っている姿を歌ってみた。今日ね、先ほどファイナルバージョン来たので、これもうすぐ出るかもしれません。もうすぐ出るかもしれません。はい。チキンフレーム。Very nice. お疲れ様なんですよ、皆様、本当に。Let's actually close this so we have some music. Here we go. Good job! いやー、本当にありがたい。Thank you all for always spending time with me as I try to actually study the language proper now. This year for sure, Klara Copium. Hopefully. Okay, well, you know, we did study for, you know, be productive for a whole hour and a half, and that's it for this morning still study session. But at night, we are finally gonna continue Umigari. we are finally going to finish our little fishing game, our adventure where we made a lot of fish friends. Very, very nice and pricey fish friends, may I add. And that will be tonight at 9 p.m. JST. 今晩の21時はまたね、また海狩りやりたいと思います。噛んじゃった。今日はちゃんと最後までいけると思います。I think we should be able to get to the end tonight? Probably? I did a little bit of grinding off screen until it became a bit too much, and I was like, yeah. Yeah, let's go to the next area, and then we're gonna try to get more expensive fish there. ちょっと裏で一人で魚釣りしましたけれど、あんまりにもお金が必要で、やっぱり次の場所に移動しないとちょっと難しいなって思ってやめたんですよね。うん。次の場所に行くのは配信でやりたくて、だから今晩はもう少しね一緒に釣りしましょう。うん。We're gonna fish together a bit more. There's some intense prices. They're hitting like 6 digits, like 100,000, 200,000 and stuff like that right now. So hopefully the next area should have a more expensive friends we can sell. Sounds crazy out of context. Don't worry, I know, but it's okay. We have context, so. But once again, that will be tonight at 9 p.m. JST. Before that, how do you wave goodbye again? みんなそう本当に来てくれてありがとう。Thank you. Okay, and then I can close the room. No. 優しいよみんな。返してくれるのね、いつも嬉しいんですよね。よいしょ。A very, very nice room. Every time we have a little productive session, our little doodles increase. 見て、これデボネールの皆様なんですよ。かわいい。A very coveted seat here. Okay, well then, I think it's a good time to end stream. I just wanted to click on you again. あなたは一体何ですか？真っ黒。Through its theory of macro-focus studies, it analyzes tasks, workers, and focus as interconnected markets dedicated to saving Earth from its focus deficit spiral. That's fair. It spends its days drafting policy proposals for global governments. You're なんか偉い人だったね。More important person, or I don't know if you're a person, but a more important figure than I thought you were, huh? かわいい。かわいいね。でもモノクルさ。This is what Kochamas would look like if you were a cat. Okay, well then, Master Smileys, thank you all for coming again today and joining me and being productive together. It really keeps me motivated and, makes me want to keep studying. And then I will end a stream here for the afternoon, and I'll see you all again tonight then. 私はここで配信終わってまた夜でご会いしましょうね。I'm gonna get some yummy food. Hopefully, can finish it all. I'll see you all again tonight. Thank you all for coming. ではまた今晩ご会いしましょう。お疲れ様。